Services. We are actually based out of New York. We have an office in Birmingham and we have an office in New Orleans. The Birmingham office really covers the entire state of Alabama. We have an individual who covers Montgomery and the Black Belt, and then we have a loan officer who really covers Birmingham and including Huntsville, and his name is Herman Williams. We have two loan products, well actually three, but I'll talk about the first two first. One is our microloan product, which is $5,000 to $50,000. There is no application fee for that product, and it's through SBA. So SBA provides us additional cash to do technical assistance, and then we provide loans through SBA for that money. The second loan fund is, I just call it regular CEDCO money. Being that we are a CDFI, typically we get money from other banks who are trying to fulfill their CRA or Community Reinvestment Act credits from the federal government. So they may either A, give us money or loan us money at a low interest rate, so then we will put that money back in the community. Being as such, we do have a niche market that we lend to. We really like to work with minorities, women, and veterans. That's kind of like the group that we go after. And we also go after people who can't get typical bank financing. So a good example is right now our credit score minimum is 600. We do loans that banks typically may not have an appetite for. Things like restaurants, photography studios, that aren't really like the mainstream things, daycares. So we do try to be creative in our financing. So in that regular pot of money, we can go anywhere from $50,000 up to $1.5 million. Again, we cover the state of Alabama. We have a new product that came on board last year in October, and that's through the Department of Transportation. There are only two organizations in the state of Alabama that can lend through the Department of Transportation, and this is for any contractors or anyone who has a DOT contract, and there's one federal dollar attached to it. We can lend up to $750,000. The Department of Transportation offers us a 75% guarantee. And so we are really heavily going after any ALDOT or federal contracts that people may have. And I will kind of stop right there and let the other two, and guys, if you have any questions, please let me know.
Okay. My name is DeMarco McClain, and I'm with Worthington Federal Bank. And we are I guess kind of in between these guys. They're, community. He's a credit union, and we're a small community bank. So on the smaller side of the Wells Fargo's and Regions, we're a small community bank. So for us, it's important and it's urgent to make sure that we're growing our community and we're really representing our community in terms of our deposit relationships, our banking relationships, and that sort of thing. Much like both of these guys, we do SBA, transactions, we do USDA transactions with loan sizes anywhere from $50,000 to $5 million. Our credit requirements are a little bit different. Our credit requirements for guarantors of those loans, or the individuals that are principals or borrowers for those loans, is about 670. So there is a bit of a gap from CEDCO, but we are in the business of trying to make creative financing decisions for our community if that represents growth in our community. Like Jerry said, we are a pretty big SBA lender. We use that program to help extend the amounts that we can lend to specific borrowers, and it also acts as it acts as a manner to help us with, let's say a borrower has weak credit, or they have a new business, or they have less than the required amount of money to inject into that business. The SBA allows us to, kind of make some concessions in those areas. Generally, for a loan, we want you to have 670 credit. We want you to put in somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30% down, and we want you to have been in business for 3 years. Well, in the event that a business does not meet one of those requirements,